This is the week of June 29th, 2026. We are here. This is the week. A consciousness raising experience, something that happens in your mind, usually through a conversation, a communication, something you've witnessed. It could be a download, something that just kind of pops in. Jupiter goes into Leo very late Monday evening. If you look closely on the chart, that's not all that happens. The North and the South node make a move on Monday. So right at the beginning of the week, right? Which makes sense because last week's video talked about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're going to be like this hot time because Mars was making a move into Gemini. It went from a critical degree to the 0 degrees of Gemini. Just be moving too damn fast. Whether it's online, pressing the send button, saying things, running off at the mouth, realizing, oh shit, I hit send and I did not want so-and-so to see that, or I just said some things I probably shouldn't have said. Probably should have took a few steps back and count to 10 energy. So this cycle for Mars and Uranian energy is strong pretty much the whole freaking week. And the nodes making a move from 1 degrees to 0 degrees. 0 degrees. And Mercury's going to be important this week. Information and news. Homes, our country, your country, the housing market, the history, family, foundation, childhood, mom, nurturer, women energy, money, and values. She goes retrograde today, Monday. So a lot of things happening in this condensed 24 hours of this week. Mars is still pretty wicked at the 4-degree mark on Saturday because that means it's in a nice tight trine with Pluto, who sits at 4 degrees. So this will likely be some movement. I'm praying if there's a military movement, I'm praying the military movement means we're calling troops home. This is what I'm hoping for. The people have to regain their power by establishing that, well, we do have the power. The big connection here between Neptune and Pluto and Uranian energy and government, institutional energy is strong with this strong mini trine that's been building. It's also hospitals, prisons, healing energy, illusions and delusions, but this is public figures. This would be extreme energy. A North Node, it is spoken about that it takes action, that there will be movement. Jupiter enters Leo. So again, authority figure is Jupiter and entering Leo. Remember, this is an energy where we're very confident and courageous. And likely at 0, we do some shit that's highly risky shit, okay? Especially if we are public figures or politicians. It is definitely to put on a show. It's definitely to just wield my power because I can and because I said so type of energy. This is the ringmaster energy. So it's going to go big at 0, all right? Fun will be on the menu and putting on a show and entertainment. And this is what's concerning to me. What some people do for entertainment, especially if they are wealthy white males, right? That's where I get concerned. But it's all about being creative energy, and Jupiter and Leo can absolutely be procreative, but it does talk about a radiant, confident, and self-expression. Jupiter in Leo does shine. It does seek to inspire. It teaches that growth from stepping into the light, claiming my own unique, independent story, my independent, individualistic self, and offering my gifts with courage and pride. It offers a celebration, likes to party, likes to have a fun, likes to have a party, likes to have a good time. Purpose becomes performance. You follow? Purpose becomes performance with Jupiter and Leo. It supports a big-hearted vision, bold generosity, and the willingness to take up space in ways that uplift others as well. The challenge may be ego inflation and overconfidence and performative wisdom, the need for constant approval. I'm not looking forward to this. But the gift is understanding that the more you honor your fire, the more light you offer into the world, the better. Because it can be a time of courageous expression, Jupiter in Leo reminds us that growth is not always quiet. And God, Leo is anything but quiet. Sometimes it roars, dazzles, and dares us to live as if the soul itself were on fire. So that's a little bit of the Jupiter in Leo energy, just to kind of help throw a little optimism, which Jupiter really is quite optimism. Again, you are the ruler of your own life. And the difference is, will you be the ruler of your own life instead of taking a victim type role, which is really easy to do when the nodes are at 0 degrees in Pisces. It's very easy to get locked in on a sacrificial, on a victim type role. It is also a time of faith, a time of prayer, of meditation, and more creativity with the North Node in Pisces energy. At the opposite end, your superpower will be this one right here, is your South Node. It talks about your practical day-to-day routines. And it says, do those things that stabilize you, that ground you. You know what those things are. Might be spending time out in nature, spending time with your furry friends. Some people, when they get a little anxious, boy, they start cleaning like crazy and reorganizing, right? It could be cooking, cleaning, sewing. I know the sewing was an old school word, but you know what I'm saying? Domestic kind of stuff in the house and being of help and service to somebody else. So in other words, again, the same old thing as before, not really old, but I don't think it can ever be considered, God, please turn that off, because I don't think we're seeing enough of it where people are so much about me, and self, which is a necessary part of life. But because of the digital age, it seems as though everybody thinks it's their job to entertain, their job to literally, I don't know, just be in the spotlight. The thing here is the superpower of Virgo energy is mundane. It's not flashy. It's just the regular day-to-day dull drum routine. And so it's serving in service in a significant way, one-on-one. Help each other, help one another. So with those prayers, the meditative side of the North Node, and asking for help, asking whether you follow a religion, doesn't matter. But if you understand the ancient rules, if you understand the universal laws, if you understand that there is a series of laws in which the universe, in which the world, in which our existence lives in, then you know that you can ask for help. And that answers are given. They may not be answers that we like, but the job is to ask for help. The job is to help yourself. Ask for help to help yourself. Ask for help to help others. How can I be of service? How can I be of better service? How can I help others to help themselves? How can we as citizens of the world be better citizens of the world? Help us to help ourselves.